Imagine a world where Wall Street giants like BlackRock are banished from Main Street, radically reshaping the landscape of real estate as we know it. In this explosive video, I'm going to dive deep into the controversial new bill aimed at banning corporate giants from the housing market altogether. We'll explore how this seismic shift could unleash a tidal wave of properties onto the market, potentially triggering a major real estate crash. Plus, we're going to dissect the hefty tax penalties looming over the hedge funds that dare to defy the new regulations. Do me a favor and stick around to unravel the intricate web of implication this bill could have on your investments and the future of homeownership. This isn't just news. This is crucial insight into a possible market transformation that could change the game for everyone involved in real estate. All right, stay tuned for a gripping journey through the complex world of real estate and finance, where every twist, every turn could impact your financial future. But before we dive into this game-changing discussion, I want to take a moment to thank you for joining me today. If you find value in this deep dive into the real estate world, please show your support by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement truly makes a difference, and it helps this conversation going. Now, let's go ahead and get right into the heart of it in today's topic. Seismic shift that could transform the American housing landscape. The proposed End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act could ban Wall Street investors from the housing market altogether, forcing a sell-off of properties and potentially reshaping the future of homeownership. Are we headed towards a market crisis or a much-needed correction? For years, the crash bros have been calling for the hedge funds to release their inventory on the market and all hell to break loose. The best part about this is the hedge funds don't just go to their local brokerage with hundreds of homes and say, please list these homes for me and get the best price and sell right away. Do they expect the agent to do an open house? It goes under contract and it takes 3 weeks to close since the buyer is going through the mortgage process. Tell me, doesn't that sound silly if you were holding tens of thousands of homes? It doesn't work that way. The hedge funds have a list of homes called a ticket, and they are pushed out to smaller hedge funds or investors that will buy up the homes in cash or tens or hundreds of homes at a time. It looks like it's literally going to take an act of Congress to get the crash bros to be proven right. Good for them. All right, first of all, let's discuss this bill. Proposed by Democrats, it aims to prohibit hedge funds and institutional investors from buying single-family homes. They would no longer be able to buy, but they also must sell off 10% of their inventory annually over the next decade. But here's the twist. The homes cannot be sold to other investors. They must be sold to families. Now, not sure how you regulate that, but that is what's currently proposed. Additionally, non-compliance results in a hefty tax bill. And I use quotes because a $20,000 may seem like a hefty bill to us, but you can be sure that the math will be run to determine if it makes sense to pay the bill and keep the house. For those that decide that the fee is worth it, where does the revenue go? Directed to down payment assistance programs. Sound good to you, right? Or does it signal a troubling trend of government overreach? Do you think it's far-fetched to have a government to provide down payment, then to ask for you to split the equity when you sell that house? Imagine a scenario where suddenly 10% more homes flood the market. What happens to the home value? In a high interest rate environment, these homes might languish unsold, depreciating in value. It's not just a market shift, it's a potential crisis for current homeowners. Those who have made the right moves earlier might now find themselves trapped in a devalued asset. Once again, you're penalized for doing the right thing. So many Americans have experienced the golden era of equity, and this could be a move that exacerbates a downturn in a housing market. Think about all the seniors out there that have the opportunity of a lifetime, literally a lifetime, to cash in and or sell out. The majority have not put any money away and are dependent upon Social Security. Or they could do a reverse mortgage and live without having to make a mortgage payment and not change their standard of living. Or they could cash out. They could downsize. I guess Congress would rather throw the seniors under the bus. Are they the sacrificial lambs to help provide homeownership for the younger generations? To be determined. Enter moral hazard. The bill aims to penalizing big investors, but what about the small business owners, the backbone of our housing industry? They're the ones who might suffer the most, shouldering the financial burden as large entities find loopholes to escape the sell-off. Now, all of a sudden, the equity and the assets of these small business owners and individuals have just been slashed. And let's be honest, Don't think for a second there will not be some sort of advantage stuffed away in the fine print to help big business. Additional tax write-off, incentive to sell, accelerated depreciation, who knows? It's a David versus Goliath scenario, but this time Goliath has government on its side. Again, I understand the concept and the intent of this potential bill. Rental rates have skyrocketed, and having Wall Street own 40% of the housing market by 2030 does not sound right, nor should it happen. Renter nation is not what we want, and I think it's safe to say, for everybody that's watching. But let's talk evictions. According to the studies in the proposed bill, it suggests that hedge funds are 68% more likely to evict if homeowners fall behind. This bill could, in theory, reduce such harsh practices, but it begs a question. Leaders are hoping that the mom and pops will absorb the cost and the burden of keeping someone in their homes and not paying rent. The bill's tax penalty will fund down payment assistance programs. Noble, yes, but also controversial. At what point does the government become a silent partner in your home? It's a fine line between assistance and control, and one that we must tread carefully. The government has needs to grow in order to thrive. They need more control. They need more tax revenue. They need more money. They need your money. If you're not growing, you're dying, and you'll die a hell of a lot quicker if you're a broke government. Consider the homeowner looking to sell or cash out for personal reasons. This bill could mean that their home sits on the market for longer or sells for less, causing untold financial stress. It's a punishment for those who played by the rules. Now they're trying to find the goalposts that have now moved. If they're able to sell and the inventory hits, they could lose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. There is an estimated 574,000 single-family homes owned by hedge funds and institutional investors. Over 7% increase added to the market to be sold to families as this bill reads. That will decimate values and destroy balance sheets for most Americans. Think about those stuck in higher rates. They will have a harder time refinancing if that time comes around again. Their drop in equity will put folks underwater, reviving that moral hazard of walking away even with lower rates, which will absolutely speed up the decline in values if we see a spike in foreclosures. In conclusion, the End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act might seem like a win for the average American, but as we've explored, its implications are complex and far-reaching. As always, the devil is in the details. To be honest, I personally don't see this passing at all, especially with the divide in government right now. Do me a favor, if you found this valuable, you found any insight in there, please like, please subscribe, follow along as we continue to explore the housing market, mortgage interest rates, and how you can take advantage of that American dream, which is home ownership. My name is Darin Hunter. Have a great day.